Hi, and thank you for tuning in to the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth. Today, we're going to be going through Exodus chapter 32. Now, to give you a little backstory, if you were at church at Shrewsbury Assembly or joined us online this past weekend, Pastor Nabil talked about the story in the Bible of when God gave the Israelites the Ten Commandments. It was a challenging message, and if you didn't, I encourage you to go back and watch it. But are you familiar with the Ten Commandments? Ten Commandments were these list of guidelines, these rules that God had given to the people of Israel. And they came down from the mountain with Moses on 2 stone tablets. But see, Moses was up on Mount Sinai for several days, conversing with the Lord and hearing from God on how to lead and direct the people. And part of that was giving him the 10 Commandments. The interesting part of this story, as we read in chapter 32, is as he came back down from the mountain, as God sent him, read the story, it's incredible. We find that the people that were down below, the Israelites, who were left in Aaron's care, remember Aaron is Moses' brother, second in command, you could say, they got into trouble. They started to doubt God. They started to doubt Moses. They started to wonder why they were waiting so long. And they took things upon themselves and began to make some really poor choices. But Aaron was there to protect them. I want you to think about that as you read through this chapter. Think that Aaron was there as the spiritual leader, and yet how quickly he was swayed. I'm not going to read the whole story to you. I want you to do that on your own today. But I do want to read some interesting verses to you. This is in Exodus chapter 32. I'm checking what verses I wanted to read. Wait. I wanted to read 21 through 24. Okay, so pull that out. It says, this is when Moses came down from the mountain and found that the people had done something. I don't want to give it away yet in case you haven't read it. It says, this is Moses. It says, he said to Aaron, what did these people do to you that you led them into such great sin? It's like mom or dad walking into the room and seeing a hot mess that the kids have created, things everywhere, broken items, someone's crying, and the parent comes in and goes, what happened here? And maybe you look at that oldest child that you left in charge. What happened that this all happened under your watch? Kind of what Moses is saying here, but listen to what Aaron says. Do not be angry, my lord, Aaron answered. You know how prone these people are to evil. Throws them under the bus. They said to me, make us gods who will go before us. Interesting, read the chapter, you'll get it. But listen to what he says. And for this fellow, As for this fellow Moses who brought us out of Egypt, we don't know what has happened to him because Moses was up on the mountain. So I told them, whoever has gold jewelry, okay, so he said that, whoever has gold jewelry, take it off. Then they gave it to me. Again, gave me their gold, and I threw it in the fire. And out came a calf. I love this. Oh my gosh. It makes me think of every kid who's like, I didn't eat the chocolate, and it's all over their face. Okay, I have a story. My oldest is 11, Malia. She's fabulous. She's actually my videographer today, meaning she's standing behind this phone filming this right now. Hi, Malia. But anyway, I prepped her for this story. When she was a little girl, she was probably 3 years old. She came to us one day, and she had a huge smiley face in permanent marker on her kneecap, the center of her knee, this huge smiley face. And we said, Malia, what happened? And she goes, I don't know. It just happened. It was an accident. And we're like, you just accidentally drew a smiley face on your knee. The absurdity of it is similar to what we see with Aaron today. He literally said, well, I just told the people to get the gold. I threw it in the fire and a calf came out. No, it was fashioned into a calf. You went against God. You were swayed by the people. You didn't wait, trust, rely, depend on the Lord your God. You didn't wait, trust, and rely even on your spiritual leader, Moses, to come back to you. And so in that space of being influenced, you made a poor choice in leadership and led others astray along the way. When was the last time you justified a poor choice? When was the last time caught in a problem or a mishap or a situation, you went, and your mind starts racing? We've all been there. And in that moment, you decided to try to just say something quick to get out of it. You see, Moses wasn't fooled in that moment, and neither was God. God knows our heart. He knows our motives even before we have them. And so what if instead of trying to justify things to God or pretend things to God or lie to God. What if we were just honest with God, honest with our shortcomings today, honest with that struggle you gave into last night, or that lack of time you spent with the Lord because you prioritized things that really weren't as important? You know, I said on Monday, His mercies are new every morning. Allow the mercies of God to wash over you today, as maybe you spend some time in repentance, in revealing to God openly, honestly, humbly, some choices that you've made that didn't align with His truth and His word. And then see how God's peace and love and joy and forgiveness floods in. And we don't have to be little kids to God trying to hide our mistakes. He loves us fully, but He's the Father who wants truth. Let's be truthful with our dad today. Hey, I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you again tomorrow for another Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth.